So I've caught myself many times over the last 2 years thinking to myself, I work so hard, I do so much, the average person doesn't do as much as me. And, I do these things like I wake up, I've recently started waking up at 5 a.m. And I'm like, yeah, the average person wakes up at 8 a.m. So I'm doing so good. And I think that I'm winning, I'm getting ahead because I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and others aren't. But then I realise, well, there's real winners out there waking up at 4 a.m. getting up and grinding. So I'm not really winning, right? Why would I want to be average? Why would I want to compare myself to average people, to most people? I don't want to be like most people. Which means that if I'm not ahead of most people, I'm losing, right? I don't want to be, let's just say for instance, I want to get up and work in the mornings. A lot of people want to get up and work in the mornings and they're sleeping till 10 a.m. I want to get up and work in the morning, and I've recently started waking up at 5 a.m. I've done this a lot, and I've done it for 3 days, right? But there's been times where I've woken up at 5:30, 6 a.m., 6:30, 7, right? I've stuck to the things I've said I'm going to do many times. And so I find myself comparing myself to the, what I would think is the average person, right? And then I have to tell myself, I don't want to be like the average person. So unless I'm ahead of my idea of the average person, I'm not winning. Stop comparing yourself to average people. Compare yourself with a version of yourself you want to be. I want to be the person who wakes up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and gets a few hours of work in. I want to be the person who works out 3, 4, 5 times a week. I want to be the person who shows up on YouTube consistently. I want to be the person who shows up and writes online consistently. I want to be the person who sticks to the things I want to do. And so when I'm comparing myself to other people, it's, people, they say, don't compare yourself to people. You compare yourself, this is completely true, don't compare yourself to people, alright? If you're going to compare yourself to people, at least make it people that are ahead of you. Because if you compare yourself to, what you believe is a normal person, you don't know what the normal person is like. I don't know what the normal person is like. I find myself doing this all the time. And I have to stop myself and tell myself, maybe the average person is beating me. Maybe the average person is not. Who knows? But I catch myself thinking, the average person, doesn't do any of this work, so 1 hour of work is good. And I think to myself, well, what does the ideal version of me want to do? And I was like, well, even if I'm in school, even if I still have a job, I want to be working 3, 4, 5 hours a day, right? 6 hours a day. Stop comparing yourself to average people. Stop comparing yourself to the old version of you. Stop thinking, 10 years ago, I did no work, so now the fact that I'm doing 2 hours work a day is good. That's great, good job. Progress, that's good. But compare yourself to the version of yourself that you want to be, okay? Because when you do this, one, it motivates you because it's you. You want to get to where that person is, so that person is you. You see the potential in yourself, so you're motivated, you see the potential in yourself, and you're just going to it's going to affect you less negatively, right? When you compare yourself to people that are ahead of you, some people get some, negative results from that, some negative effects, some mental health things, okay? When you compare yourself to the person you could be, there's less of that, because it's more inspiring, because it's you. When you know, if you genuinely commit, you can achieve this big thing, this thing you've always wanted to do. That's so inspiring. How can that be bad? That's good. I have potential. Oh no, that's never going to happen. You're always going to be like, cool, you're going to be more motivated. Stop comparing yourself to average people. Stop thinking just because you're doing 2 hours of work a day, you're better than the average person. You're not. You don't need to be better than the average person. You don't need to be comparing yourself to average. Many times I've gone and Googled how often does the average person work out, right? So if the average person doesn't work out, right? And I'm like, oh cool, I worked out twice this week, I'm winning. But when I set myself the challenge to do 4 workouts that week, I only did 2, and then to make myself feel better, I compare myself to this person that I don't want to be like. Compare yourself to the version of you want to be, and compare yourself to other people that you want to be like. Stop comparing yourself to average people. Stop comparing yourself to the old version of you. Stop comparing yourself to the person you don't want to be. Compare yourself to the person you want to be in the place you want to be. Stay motivated, stay productive. I'm Sam, I'm a 15-year-old entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur / content creator who is documenting the journey for achieving my goals in 2025 and beyond. So subscribe if you want to see that journey. Subscribe if you want me to continue teaching all the lessons I'm learning to you guys every single day, even more than that sometimes. And go check out the rest of my resources in the channel description. Second channel, paid ebook, free newsletter, or paid newsletter if you want to subscribe to that. Support me. Anyway, go check that out, subscribe. I'm Sam. I'll see you tomorrow.